So now it's time to start a discussion about secondary constructors, because besides our primary constructor that we define and that we talked about, in Kotlin we can define multiple constructors, and those are called secondary constructors. Now you may be wondering why you will need secondary constructors. And to answer that question, we need to consider the user class and the user object that we can create. So let's say that a user only provides its first name, and for the properties last name and age doesn't provide any value. In that case, you will need a way to define some default values for those properties in case the user only provides the first name. And if let's say the next user does provide the first name and the last name and the age, in that case you're gonna use the primary constructor. But if it doesn't provide those values, then you're gonna use the secondary constructor. But to make this more clear, let's add the code, and we talk about while I am writing the code. So let's delete the initializer blocks that we have here, because we don't need this code. And let's also put the property now. Let's define the property in the primary constructor. So let's just put here a var, the var keyword in front of the variable. Let's also delete this println. And let's delete the values here for the last name and the age. So now, as you can see, we have an error because it's expecting here it's expecting an argument, a value for the last name and for the age. And to solve that problem, we just go down here and we type constructor. So this is the keyword for declaring the secondary constructor. And we press enter to fill in that for us, and we put parentheses. And now, here in the parentheses, we define the parameters. And I am specifically saying parameters because, as you will see, the secondary constructors cannot declare properties. They can only declare parameters because, anyway, let's define here the parameter. So I'm gonna type here name. Let's put here the type of this variable is going to be a string. Now, if you hover over here, it says primary constructor call expected, insert this call. So what all the secondary constructors need to do is they need to call the primary constructor, because ultimately the primary constructor is the one which declares the properties for the class and stores the values of that property. And to do that, we put here colon, we type this, so we put colon, this, we type the this keyword, then we put parentheses, and to the this call we pass the name, so this name that we define here. And for the next two values, we're gonna pass some default values. So here I'm gonna put user, because let's say that because as I said in the beginning, this user is not gonna provide the last name. So let's put here last name, not user, last name. And for the age, let's say 0. All right. Now, what this is gonna do is, now if you look up here, you don't have an error. So so now we don't have that error, because now it's using the secondary constructor, is passing the value here Alex to the secondary constructor that we define here, and here we define only the parameter, and the value that is passed to this parameter then it's passed to the primary constructor, because by putting colon and this and parentheses, we're calling now the primary constructor. And is the primary constructor the one which ultimately declares the property and stores whatever value we send to him. In this case, we send the value Alex, and for the last name we just send the text last name, and for the age we put 0, because this is our way to saying that this user doesn't want to provide its age. So this is why you need to call the primary constructor from the secondary constructor, because again, the primary constructor is the one which ultimately declares the properties of the class, is the one which stores the properties of the class. The secondary constructor only takes parameters and then calls the primary constructor. So in fact, if you put here the var keyword, you have an error which says var on secondary constructor parameter is not allowed. That is because the secondary constructor cannot declare properties, only the primary constructor. And because, as I said, we can declare multiple secondary constructors, we can type here constructor. So we can declare another secondary constructor, and here we can put name. Here we put string. Then we type last name, also string. So this secondary constructor is only gonna take the name and the last name as arguments. The age is not gonna, this secondary constructor is not gonna take any value for the age. Now we need to put colon. We type this, parentheses, because now we're calling the primary constructor, and here we pass the name that is passed to this secondary constructor, this that we define here, the last name, and for the age we're gonna put 0, because this secondary constructor doesn't take any value, any arguments for its age. But because, as I said, ultimately the primary constructor is the one which defines the properties, we cannot call the primary constructor and not pass any value. So we pass this default value here, and so now if you go up here and let's say that I delete the age, now our code works fine, because now what is happening here is this the value for the name and the last name is passed to this secondary constructor, this one here, and the secondary constructor then calls this primary constructor, and it's passing the two values to the primary constructor, name, respectively this name, John, and last name, Smith, and for the age it passes the default value 0. So this is how we can pass here. This is why you can avoid here to pass. Let's say you can avoid to pass the last name and the age for the first, because here is using the first secondary constructor. And this object that we created here, it's using this secondary constructor, because here we're passing only the first name. For the a value for the first name property and a value for the last name property. So it's passing them to this secondary constructor, which then in turn calls the primary constructor. It passes them to the primary constructor. So it passes the values for the two properties, and the last one is defaulted because you don't provide a value for the age. With secondary constructors, you can also put, at the end of the call of the primary constructor, you can put curly braces to have some code executed when you create an object with that specific secondary constructor. So you can put here curly braces, and inside the curly braces you can have some code which is going to be executed when you create an object with this, let's say, secondary constructor, when you create an object with this secondary constructor. So it's up to you what code you put there. But to illustrate this, let's put a println statement here in this secondary constructor. So let's type here println, and here I'm gonna type second, and I'm gonna type second because this is the first constructor, this is the primary constructor, and this is the one which ultimately does all the work. Is the one which stores the value for the properties. And this is the third constructor. So let's copy this. Let's put here third, just for illustration. Also, let's output in the console the value of the property values for these objects. So let's type here println, and let's type here name equals, let's put $, let's put curly braces, let's use our user variable. Now let's call the properties on this object. So let's type name. Now let's press Ctrl D 2 times, and let's put here now last name and age, and let's also add a space between the information about the two objects to make things more clear. So let's put a println here, let's put a \n here, and let's copy the code that we have here. Let's paste it below. Let's change this object to our friend object that we created. So let's type here friend, and I'm gonna speed this now a little bit because it will take some. Now let's output this information in the console. So now what we have is we have second and then third, because this first object is using the second constructor. So this is why we have here second, and then the next line of code is called, and we have third because this object that we have here, the friend object, it's using the third constructor, this secondary constructor. So this is why we have here third. Then we have the values for the properties then we have the values for the properties of the user object. So we have here the output down here, and then we scroll down and we have name John, last name Smith, age 0, because we have the property values for the second object, for this object, and this is okay, this works completely fine. The thing to have in mind is that now we're using the secondary constructors, and the secondary constructor then calls the primary constructor, and the primary constructor is the one which ultimately stores the values, which ultimately declares the properties and stores the values. But one thing to notice in the output is that the first object has the name Alex, and the last name, and the age 0. That is because the first object is only taking a value for the first name property, or for the name property, and for the last name and the age, because it's using this secondary constructor, is only passing the first name, which is Alex, that we have here, and then it's using the default values, last name and 0. It's passing those default values to the primary constructor. So it's calling the primary constructor, it's passing the value Alex, and then the default value last name and 0. This is why I have last name and 0 here. And for the next one, we have name John and last name Smith. This is because now this is using the next secondary constructor, and that takes as arguments the name and the last name, and then it's calling the primary constructor. It passes the first name and the last name, and the age is defaulted, so we have 0. So this is why we have here John and Smith and then 0. So it's important to notice this and to think about how this thing. So this is our discussion about multiple constructors, respectively about secondary constructors. In this video you saw how we can pass a different number of values to our properties. Ultimately you pass all the values to the properties by calling the primary constructor and providing default values, because in this way you can satisfy all the possible cases. So if in our case one user only provides the name and the last name is not provided and the age, is going to use this secondary constructor and is going to pass the last name as default and the age 0. And this is in a way similar to overloading functions, but is not the same, because what we're doing here is overloading the constructors. And in this way you can think about why we are overloading the constructors. And that is because if we didn't have secondary constructors, we would have to create another class with a different number of parameters or a different number of properties, and we will need to create each object with that specific class. Let's say that we create this object which only takes a value for its parameter name. Then we have to create a class in which we're gonna define only the name property, and then we're gonna create that object only with that class. And if an object, let's say if a user creates, if a user doesn't is providing the name and the last name but not the age, you will have to create another class with only the name and the last name defined as its properties. And you can see that this will generate duplicated code and so on. And we can solve all of this by using secondary constructors and calling the primary constructor. So see you on the next video. And because Kotlin is about conciseness, in the next video we're going to look at how we can do the same thing that we have here with default parameters, because Kotlin supports for its properties, for its parameters in the constructor default values. So the same thing that we have here can be achieved by providing default values to the properties. So see you in the next video.